All right. What we got? Looks like your dad sent you some legal papers.
I got legal papers. I have a fantastic new episode of a Daddy Issues and Diamond Dogs crossover for you. We talk about Halloween and all that. And could Hemda, an atheist, is she allowed to go to a church jubilee?
We got news about Ice Cube, Jen Psaki, Christy Swanson. Keith teaches us about, I guess, how to become a firefighter.
I teach you that if you can think for yourself or not. How about that? I'll tell you.
And apparently there's a New York election tomorrow, and I've been rewatching Sex and the City. So far, I'm on Big Side. Enjoy the show. Hey, all you assholes, come and listen to us. It's the Keith and the Girl Show.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Hemda.
Happy Halloween, Hemda.
Thank you, and also with you.
That's a tongue twister. Couple H's, couple CH's. What did you do over the weekend?
Went to see the nephews over in Long Island.
Okay. Did you trick or treat?
No, because I left Sunday morning and they trick or treat in the afternoon, but it takes like forever to get to Long Island. So no, but we did do some Halloween things, and it's so interesting. You're doing regular things with kids, but kids are exhausting. It's just constant. Yeah. Like,
where'd you guys go?
All right. So here's the weird thing. We're all atheists, and we went to church on Halloween.
Oh, because they'll take anything. Candy, communion. Kids don't give a shit.
Right. That's what they're good for.
Right.
But it was raining, like pouring on Saturday, which is when a lot of the events were happening, especially since they're little. They just go to sleep early. Right. So all of the events got canceled except for the church event for Halloween, because they have a large indoors because they're a big church. Right. And so you wonder, okay, we're atheists. We're going because they need to do something with the kids, and the kids already know about Halloween. So you got to, I guess you're just like, got to do the Halloween thing. Right. And then, but here we are inside the church. Why is the church doing Halloween things? I thought that was like devil stuff and anti-Christ-like situations, right? Like, what's the rules on this?
Was anybody dressed? I think it's church by church. Was anybody dressed as Satan though?
That'd be great.
My mom told me a story supposedly about her grandma when we were kids. Her grandma was at a party, and this guy had on a Satan mask. Okay, but they were getting a bad vibe from him. Long story short, they find a way to take the mask off him. Mm-hmm. Satan was underneath.
No, you shut up. Yeah. What is this, a Scooby-Doo episode? What?
Now, if you like Satan's real face was underneath. Now you're thinking, Keith, I have questions. I don't have answers. That was the end. I'm like, fascinating. I'm 4.
Hold on, your mom said this?
My mom said that, yeah.
The sane one.
I believe it was her.
Before Alzheimer's.
See?
All due respect.
She just knows a story she heard, and she didn't ask any questions because it was stupid. She wasn't there. You know.
That didn't make the news?
Like, it made it in my brain. I'm like, oh, it's coming from all sides of the families.
What does the devil look like?
Like you would picture, you know. You pictured it with the devil mask? Well, it's that underneath. Probably red. I'm picturing a lot of red.
See, maybe this is why we thought being adults would be fun, because weird shit happens and you just think it's regular. I don't know.
Did you think at all you were cheating being in the church? I made up my mind. I know what side I'm on. Should I be allowed to be involved in this candy?
First of all, I didn't really think about it. I didn't really read like, hey, we're going to go to this thing. I just thought like some kid event, blah, blah, blah. Then as we pull up, it's like, oh yeah, it's in a church. And Marcella is pulling up with me. So she's a lifelong atheist. She grew up atheist. And she's like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. And we're both going, I don't know how I feel about this. And I just think I have to go with, oh, fuck. And now I'm saying it. And I feel like an asshole. Like,
let me make you feel better. Because it wouldn't bother me going in and taking their candy. No, because I don't believe in your stuff. So I don't get to have the fun that you have. I get to do whatever I want because you do whatever you want. You're on my dollar bill, et cetera, et cetera. You're in my constitution. You're in my, no. And you find a way to get into my life. I'm going to find a way to take candy when I want.
But here's the thing, okay? And I want to believe you. I want to click on your side because that makes me a better person. But you're in my life all the time because I keep supporting your stupid fucking ass. I keep saying this is the only thing to do in town. I keep saying this is community. I keep saying, no, I'm just taking your candy. This is me taking advantage of you. But
the more candy they lose, the faster they have to close for the day. Take as much candy as you want. Go on an Easter egg hunt. Fuck them.
You think so?
Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes.
Okay, but you yourself said don't go, even because at the end of the day, I was about to say
no,
that I went because this is family. Because if I don't go, and they gave me like, I was already there. It dawned on me like, oh my God, I'm in a church. Should I have left? I don't want to.
Okay. What prayers did you say, Chemda?
Oh, no, there was no prayers. It was just a thing.
Oh, okay. What songs did you sing with the other people?
I see what you're saying. Okay, how about this? One more thing.
Don't go home for Christmas and go to church. That's supporting it, even if it's just for the family for a weekend. I mean, but if you go in because it's candy day,
no. What if you go in just for the bake sale?
You may do that.
You're supporting.
You can go to the bake sale if they have good cookies. You can go to the penny pinch if you pitch pennies and you hope you land it in this. They have that at the churches all the time.
But all the proceeds go to the church, continuing the disgusting habit of going to church, of church being the only thing that people can go to some days.
Doesn't bother me. I don't know how many pennies you people are throwing, but you're not making or breaking them. Okay. They're talking about, they get their money from those Sunday masses where people drop $20 at a time. Yes. If you mail in money to them, you want to throw a couple pennies into a goldfish bowl on a Sunday, you're allowed to.
I don't know how I feel about this. I want to come to your side because then I don't have to feel guilty.
I'm not the asshole. So these assholes can't tell me what to do. If Woody Allen's the asshole and I still want to see one of his movies to see what he's up to, I'll illegally download it and watch it. He can't tell me what to do. I didn't fuck his stepkids. I'll do what I want. I'll do whatever I want. And if I'd like a brownie at a church, there you go. You win.
Well, okay. The final thing. So they're giving candy. It's a made up carnival where nobody spent any money. So it felt like there were volunteer families that were part of a quote booth, and you build your booth. So, one family got 10 cups and then a ping pong ball, and it's like, just throw it into the cups and every kid gets a, you know what I mean? Like, it's just garbage. But like you said, kids don't know the difference. They're having a blast. Fantastic. But one of the people's prizes was not just one candy or two candies. It was a bag full of candy, and it was like a very special party bag. We get home and look closer on the bag for each child. And it says on one of them, Jesus loves you. On the other one, some other Jesus thing. And it's like, oh, we took it home with us.
Yeah, it's not really. Blessings isn't a real thing. So while your bag is blessed with all that bullshit and it's in your house, I wouldn't be too concerned because I don't think it's real. And I don't think my grandma saw same. That doesn't bother me. It's paper, it's words. It means absolutely nothing.
I think this is our poll for the day. So if you're on Reddit or our forums, please chime in.
I think I'll lose it. I think I would lose it because people would like to think, even if they're atheists, like, but no, that's their thing. Then it shouldn't be like people really love to, I don't know, reach out and punish themselves. Even if you're atheist like me, apparently you still want to whip yourself. I'm like, no, I must miss out on that. Something must be right. Nah, do whatever the fuck you want.
What about, I think my brother bought raffle tickets.
Fine.
Raffle money goes to the church. You got to know that.
And the camera hopefully goes to him. You got to know that. Whatever. Wouldn't that be funny? They do a study and churches are actually kept afloat by atheists that go to a party twice a year. Can you fucking imagine we're the assholes that keep wars going and poverty going and, brass shoes for the Pope while people starve that come to his church. Outside, stand outside. I'll talk to you from the balcony. You stay outside, fucking peasants. We're all the same. I have 5 robes and you're hungry on the street, but I'll talk to you. And then there it was. I don't even want to say his name, but I'm going to say it so people know I'm talking. Michael Khalili bought 4 raffle tickets. There wasn't even 4 people on this trip.
Okay.
You're not affecting the church.
I want you to be right, but I can't tell if that's still contradicting what we always see here. It's a tough one, but I like your attitude on it. Easy breezy.
Yeah.
And I get a pass somehow, but I don't
left
know.
The church when not stressed out. They're not going to stress me out on some technicality about nuts and brownies. Jenny makes good nuts and brownies, and I'll buy them for 40 cents. What's he going to do? Buy a second muffler for his car, this priest? What's he going to do with 30 cents? It adds up. They probably sold 7 brownies that day. Do what you want.
Okay.
Don't sit there and pray. My difference is you don't sit there and pray. Don't sit there singing songs with people. Don't be shaking hands. Blah, blah, blah. But at like an outdoor church function, they can smell the atheist. You're fine. Hey, you know me? You never see me? Do you get the point I'm making here today? Oh, I think I do. You want a roller coaster, which is just some guy pushing you in a shopping cart up a hill.
That's how they get you, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, why don't you come on Sunday? Yeah, okay. If you're that weak, then no, don't go. If they got you with a bag that says God loves you of candy, then you know yourself and you got to stay away. But you better be crossing the street when you even come around that corner so you're not tempted. But I wouldn't be tempted. And I know where the line is, and it's candy in my kids' mouths. That's the end. That's the beginning and the end. I do love the penny pitch, so I'll put a whole $1 on it. Oh, Keith, you built a West Wing in Rome. No, I think I gave $1.
Interesting.
These assholes aren't ruining my life. Okay? Woody Allen, the church, Weinstein. I just saw a Miramax movie the other day. Fuck him. Thank you. When you were, you trick-or-treated when you were a kid, though, right?
I did, which is surprising because my parents are very old school, old world Middle Eastern, and we're Jewish. And I don't know. I don't think they have a problem with, I don't know if they knew to associate it with devil or anything like that. It was just an American tradition that kids did with costumes,
Right.
So we went out into the little neighborhood that we were in, maybe a couple stores, maybe, but I don't remember so much. I do remember the year that my mother didn't let us go anymore because there was a huge controversy. I don't know if it was around the world, but it was in New York. They found a razor blade in somebody's
apple
chocolate. No one's eating those apples.
Right.
A razor blade in some candy. And that was it. Halloween was canceled for so many kids, including us. And I was like, what? Now there's razor blades in every chocolate? Like, that can't be. Also, who is this person taking the time?
I've heard it's one of those urban myths that there never was, but I can't believe in the whole world there never was. No psychopath put a razor blade in a candy ever.
I heard that it was just one, and you can't say just one to mom. It was just one. It's like, and it will be you, and I'm saving you from everything. Yeah.
And I have 5 kids. Oh boy.
Right.
I bought a couple lottery tickets,
Right. Yeah. $1 in a dream. Razor blade in a dream. Yeah. So I remember. End? Yeah, he did. And it wasn't just that one year. It was over. Once you break the seal, it's like kind of like not going back to Christmas for 1 year. You broke the habit. You see that nothing happened, and actually it might be better. And then you're good to go now.
I did love trick-or-treating. It's funny how, what age do things stop? What age is it gross your mom's kissing you on the cheek? Mine probably on the mouth. Who knows? At what age is trick-or-treating corny? No pun. Of course I loved it. It was all about getting back home. By the way,
I'm sorry. Your mom is allowed to kiss you on the cheek forever.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying I was wrong, but like, hey, can you drop me off early or that kind of thing? Okay. So What's my point?
It was all about, when you were a kid, it was all about coming home.
Come home, dump your wares on the floor and just start organizing. And then I have 4 siblings, so who knows how the age matched up with trick or treating, but you made your trades and your deals. And sometimes you had to give a pity deal. You know, they got some sad shit. You're older, but it's a very, very exciting time. That was more exciting than trick or treating.
I totally get that. And we used to, I don't know what you used to carry. I believe we used to carry those. Do you remember when we used to go to parties, you get a little goodie bag at the end and it was just this shiny bag with like a couple things in it. Now I know goodie bags are like, tickets to the Oscars and stuff, but just that. And we'd walk around with that. Maybe it would get full. It'd be amazing. Now, Marcella was telling me my nephews had to go home the last time because their bag was so filled and they were halfway through the houses. And these are little tiny children. They're so filled they had to go home. These people are taking pillowcases, and then you fill up your little jack-o'-lantern thing, that little bucket size thing. Once the kids have that full, you throw it into a pillowcase and then you keep trick-or-treating. What the hell is going on?
I asked my mom, I said, can I have an extra bag just in case? And she said, you have 2 bags in your boots if you need them. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So if push comes to shove, I suppose.
Did you do anything this weekend for Halloween?
I saw the movie Halloween Kills. It's on TV and in the movies. And we talked about, yeah. Don't ask.
Is this what you did with a girlfriend or?
I did it by myself.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I can watch it in 50 parts. But we do discuss it a little bit on the latest Diamond Dogs episode. In fact, in your VIP package right now, keithandthegirl.com/VIP is Diamond Dogs episode 31, a Diamond Dogs Halloween, a Daddy Issues crossover event. I'd rather be eaten by an alligator is the full title.
These titles. Oof.
This is a 2-hour extravaganza. And we have a special guest on Diamond Dogs. You can guess who it is. Now, obviously, just go to keithandthegirl.com/app. You'll see right there who it is. Okay. Go to our forums. You can see who it is. We have an eavesdropper right now. I think a certain special gentleman is listening in right now. And I'd rather not say who that guest is. They just have to figure out how to get there. And I don't think they can. But it's an exciting time. I'll read you some of the description. While down-to-earth Adam Brown is trick-or-treating with his children, Keith and Hollywood Craig Klein are joined by for a special crossover holiday event. They're yelling Halloween, baby, and it's going to get spooky. They're talking Halloween Kills, To Live and Die in L.A., sex, the old pigskin, and politics. And what's more scary than family politics? Father Malley is back, baby. I didn't know I had 2 babies in there, but I'm having a good time. That's fine.
Ooh, controversial.
So we talked about on that episode how my dad wrote to all the siblings but me and said, I'm paraphrasing, but I read the emails on the other show. I want to thank the person that was so kind to send Keith the story of the chili recipe. If I wanted him to know that story, I would send it to him. Who's telling him about the chili recipe, the pictures of mom on my wall, and my maintenance guy?
What?
And I know where this is from. This is from episode 3458 that was titled in all caps, What's in the Chili? And then the show note includes Keith's dad's maintenance man is dad's new best friend who got married because dad got married. That's where the pictures came in. Supposedly he saw pictures on the wall and was like, I never had love like you do. So I got married. He also gave dad a chili recipe that is basically a winning lottery ticket. Would you like to be rich? Is that of interest to you? So he minimally saw that. And I believe that he heard it as well.
Whoa. And now he might know that you support the church.
Right. This that show was on October 4th. So you had to scroll down a little bit. It's now November 1st.
What?
But yeah, I remember having a title once when I was trying to get dad to stop rating fake cat. It was called something like, Dad, please, just stop. In parentheses, Christ. That one he didn't come across? Oh, well.
Wow.
Oh, well. Yeah. Let's see. This person Svedge writes, among other things.
Wait, you didn't get an email about this?
No.
Your siblings did.
Yes.
Interesting.
And what he hopes for is that somebody will be like, yeah, he's telling family secrets. But at this point, you're so egregious. No one gives a fuck anymore. They used to. They used to. You could trick them and they'd be like, well, I don't want that. But now they know, my dad's a liar and it's not that big a problem. So that's what they were hoping for. And then then it just goes pretty well. Wow. The siblings have come around. Let's put it that way. Svadge, shout out to Craig on that show for being the empath in the room. Feelings all around. There's something that he saw when I can't say. Special guest did something. Blah, blah, blah. Great episode. Enjoyed the dad stuff. The special guest was great as a diamond dog. Maybe you can take over for B. James. R.I.P. Adam Brown went to town. Big fat club. All right. But I think he's just trick-or-treating. I didn't follow up, but I believe he's alive.
I hope there's no razor blades anymore.
Oh, shit.
He could be dead.
I got a, from my dad in the mail, something from a law office. Okay. I knew it wasn't, like he keeps threatening to sue me because I talked about him on this show. That would be a dream. Can you manifest that right now with me, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else? Please do. I would love to go to court over this. This would be fun. But anyways, it's not. It was about guardianship of my mother. Now, I don't know what marriage means nowadays, but don't you have that?
Right. Yeah. You're first in command.
Dear Mr. Malley, that's me. Please be advised that, by the way, I didn't get any notice that this was coming. That, my dad's like, well, I can't talk to Keith. I'll just send him a legal thing and he'll have to participate. Please be advised that this office represents your father, Michael Malley, in connection with a petition for guardianship of the person and the estate of your mother, Catherine Malley. Accordingly, please find a copy of the petition that was filed in this case and the order scheduling a hearing on December 22nd. Should you have any questions, you can contact me here.
Whoa, what estate? Your mother probably has nothing under her name.
Right? Or is he going for credit cards?
Oh, I don't know, but don't you isn't that part of why people get married is when things like this happen, they just have the word to say?
Kyle said this, and I think it's absolutely true. It's another way to be dramatic. He supposedly he was in the he was telling one of my siblings, my dad was telling one of my siblings, he was in my mom's assisted living place, and he was making some suggestion, like instead of putting her hair, put her hair. And they go, are you the guardian? And he goes, no, I'm her husband. And supposedly the person said, well, then that doesn't count. You have to be the guardian.
What?
It couldn't have happened. But he loves the idea of wasting money and being dramatic and send everybody that I'm the guardian.
Yeah, I think he's wasting money. I think your mom is finally not there to guard him from ho-hos and spending money.
Yeah.
That's nerve-wracking. Looks like he's just spending money left and right on nothing. Said, you know what? Type this out, please. Mr. Malley, on the night of, I think he loves people doing things for him and being in touch and owing him.
Somebody did guess. I wonder if it's more about whether someone other than dad can become the guardian. Like, is he thinking we might take over and he needs to make sure we don't do that? But I don't know if his brain would go there. Unless he heard an episode of my show.
I think he just likes process as long as he doesn't have to do the work. Right.
He just knows things are getting done. Here's money. Can you do something that has to do with my life?
Exactly.
Okay, great. Yeah, here's the story. He said he picked mom up and was carrying her from the bed to the wheelchair. He told her, the nurse, I guess, picked mom up and was carrying her from the bed to the wheelchair. He told her not to do that. I don't know why. She asked if he was her guardian. He said, no, he's her husband. So she said he doesn't have anything to say about it. You think that happened? No. I was there. It's not a place of insanity. Who knows what people do behind your back? But I talked to those people last time I visited my mom. They seem pretty normal, if not cool. I don't think they went, you have no say about it. See you in a minute.
Unless when your father first put her in there, because it was your father that did that, right? Unless he assigned over her rights because he doesn't want to deal with it, where he said like, yeah, you decide, you know better. Unless he did that.
So you know what? He keeps reporting back that the place keeps getting COVID scares. I bet the nurses are lying to him. It's like, you got to go. Why? Pray tell. COVID. I don't know. You got to go. COVID, I can understand. Okay. Goodbye. Stop talking to people. Oh, well. You listening, Dad? Then listen to this. BetterHelp. It's therapy. It could do you a world of good. I promise you that. 2021, mental health is finally a thing. You can talk about it. It doesn't matter what generation you're from. It doesn't matter all the lies you said. You can get to the bottom of it now. Why are you a trickster? Wouldn't that be fun to know why? And you don't have to tell anybody. Just one person is going to figure out the trauma that made you a trickster. Because it must have helped you out at one point in your life. But it's getting a little old now, isn't it? No pun. You can find out.
Wow, you sound like you're in therapy.
Yes. Look, people are struggling right now. You're not feeling like your normal self. And therapy helps. And BetterHelp is less expensive than in-person therapy. You can chat, you can phone call, you can text. You can do it anytime you want. How convenient is that? You can get a therapist in under 48 hours. In fact, lots of people, I was naming them all, millions of people are seeing what therapy is really about. So see if it's for you, because you are your greatest asset. Craig Klein does this, BetterHelp. And we've just and he's now the empath of the Diamond Dogs. It's working. Come on, Pops. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. Keith and Girl listeners get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/KTG. That's betterhelp.com/KTG. By the way, speaking of COVID, Ice Cube, the rapper, the actor, the genius, he just he got kicked off of a set. He was going to be in a buddy comedy movie with Jack Black, and he won't take the vaccine. So they got rid of him because they don't have a choice.
Holy shit.
$9 million. Now, he doesn't need it, but $9 million.
Well, here's the thing. The he doesn't need it aspect is irrelevant because he was doing it. He signed up for it. So he has a need for it, right? He wanted like a third, fourth, or fifth house, whatever. I don't know, $9 million.
Right. Ice Cube left the cast of a pending Sony comedy called Oh Hell No. That's what it's called. Oh Hell No, with $9 million after refusing the vaccination.
Maybe he just didn't want to learn his lines.
It was also going to be shot in Hawaii. I mean, everything's working out for this. Producers, if you're curious, have the option to implement mandatory vaccination policies where cast and crew work in close proximity. So this is based on, those the unions, that kind of thing. So that Hollywood does have a right to tell you need the vaccine on a project.
Good, but when did they implement this? That he signed on, and did they start? And he just didn't have his vax card, and then everybody was like, "What's happening now?"
And he's hoping it goes away.
Like what?
Like, when all right, people are complaining. There's
like
a lot of Nazi and American flags walking around. Maybe people start realizing we don't need the vax.
But first day on set, he goes in, and they're like, "Okay, now that you're getting on set, we'd like to see your vax card."
Right. Oh, I didn't know you were going to ask, Nobody follows up on those colleges I supposedly went to on job interviews.
Right.
You really need to see it?
Huh. How are we going to replace Ice Cube in this fantastic sounding movie?
Here's celebrities that now have the virus and what's happening with them. Maybe every day I'll give you 2, right? I'll give you from either side, vax side and unvaxxed side. Jen Psaki is the White House press secretary. Vaccinated, of course. She got COVID. They tested her. She has it. She's now working from home. Christy Swanson, she was in the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. She was the rough draft. And
wait, was she the actual Slayer?
She was the Slayer before the TV show.
Oh, I consider that the only one. I'm not into the TV show.
Oh, okay. Most people are vice versa, I think. But anyway, she's anti-vax, anti-mask, very public about it. She got COVID. She's working from an oxygen tank in a hospital with pneumonia right now. That's the difference with the vaccine. Lest anybody's confused that everybody's still getting it. You can get it. You can also not die now.
Wow. What? So is she saying anything? Like, now
yeah, she's like, I pray for me. I'm in the hospital, but not like, oops, I made a mistake. You can still scroll down and see all the shit I have.
But we did pray for you, and now you're in the hospital. So maybe don't pray for you.
Well, I didn't think to pray for her in the first place. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But somebody did, right? You're all praying for each other.
But it's so generic. It's so generic, the prayers. Prayers for everybody. God really has time to figure out who the fuck you mean.
Oh, you don't think some people are going in Christy Swanson?
And, she doesn't come out much. Sarah Michelle Gellar, I did pray for recently. So it's funny you say that. And here in New York, the FDNY had to shut down 26 fire companies citywide because there's less firemen because so many of them are saying they won't get vaxxed.
Oh my God.
26 firehouses in New York.
That's a job so many people want. Isn't there a wait list for that?
I think.
That's a job so many people want that in Long Island, it's a voluntary position.
And it's just weird. I'm thinking about who in my hometown was firemen. It wasn't the Einsteins. I don't know. That's all I know. Of course, they have a problem with it. They know how to wrap up a hose, and they're good at it. And those are heavier than you would think. You got to go up to stat. You see Backdraft? He goes, okay, you're my little brother. Wrap up that fucking hose. What? It's hard work to wrap up that hose, apparently. Because he's like, fuck you. You help me wrap it up. No, you work for me now. Do the hardest thing in the world. Wrap up a hose. So you know it's hard. You ever go to the gym and you see those ropes that you go horizontal ropes? That's harder than it looks. Now picture a hose. Probably wet. That's not easy.
You're saying they have different beakers.
I'm saying it doesn't mean you're a doctor.
It literally doesn't.
God can only grant so many gifts. He gave you the gift of hanging out with bros in the middle of the night and wrapping up hoses. Okay. That's good. You're strong, but you're going to miss out on a few things like rocks in your brain. Okay. Now, the doctor, you know who can't wrap up a fire hose? And there's only a little bit of residue water in there, to be clear. We're not talking a full, you know what I'm talking about. A physicist. Wouldn't know even how to begin. Like, do I start at the end? Like, just worry about the medicine. Okay. This isn't your world. I know how to shop. You know how to shop in a grocery store? Yeah, not like we do. These firemen, they know how to shop in a grocery store for each other. Okay. I wouldn't trust a doctor's meal as much as a firefighter's meal. I'll tell you that much. They make a day of it. You ever see them in the stores? They love it. I think people try to be firemen just because it kind of looks like fun to camaraderie in a store. We're going to get the cherry tomatoes. Oh, and you're a tough guy. That's fun to see. Well, anyway, firemen. Come on, get the vax. It rhymes with axe, and that's fun. Fucking Christ. Cops not getting the vaccination, but guess who is? Detectives. That's how you become a detective, you fucking dummy. You want the vax? Yeah, I'm smart enough to be a detective. Done. You think you're a cop not getting the vaccine and you're going to be a detective one day. Nurses aren't getting it as much and doctors are. Which one's more respected?
Oh, boy.
That's true. Like, I want to be a doctor someday. Oh, you don't know about the vax, though. We'll see you soon.
The worst part, I imagine, like if you're tuning in and Keith's doing a rant and, oh, no, it's about you. The worst part isn't the little nuances or the little in betweens. The worst part is okay.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, it's your world.
Okay.
You're listening. You work 3 jobs. You're a fireman. You're a police officer. You're Christy Swanson. And you tune in. That would be a rough moment. I understand that. So we'll move on. A Kansas City man, or Kansas man, not necessarily Kansas City. Oh, Kansas City. A Kansas man. How about I just read the next word? A Kansas. I didn't want to assume, and so I called myself out. But I should have just said.
Do things happen outside of Kansas City in Kansas?
Well, apparently not this time. A Kansas man held up a CVS employee at gunpoint and stole $100 worth of toilet paper. See? These new variants, because you assholes aren't getting vaccinated, they keep coming and people start hoarding again. Then you're going to have to, what are you going to wipe your asshole with?
How do you leave the store with $100 worth of toilet paper? I can't leave with like a regular amount. You got to hold it under your arm.
Police said the man's credit card was declined, so he was trying to purchase a shopping cart full of the toilet paper at a Kansas City location. When an employee tried to stop him, let me tell you something. You come past me in the store that I work in with a shopping cart full of whatever you want, sir. Whatever you want, because you're obviously psychotic. That's up to the guy that's up to the tough guy in the front. I'm not stopping anybody that has 60 pounds of toilet paper. This guy is trouble. He's nuts, and you hope he gets the help that he needs. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not stopping you. You're out to lunch, and we know what happens. There's a Nazi flag in your back pocket. I don't like it.
But also, he's probably good at Tetris, because how do you get $100 worth of toilet? Is this made out of gold? Have you ever bought $100 worth of toilet paper? Does it fit in a cart?
When an employee tried to stop him as he continued to walk out with the toilet paper, he pulled out a gun and said, "You don't want to do this," before fleeing the scene. No, I don't want to do that. I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Shoot me in the leg. Again, punish yourself, and then they won't punish you as hard. Say, can you shoot me in the leg, please? And then that's your day, and you got off alive.
Also, if I'm stopping you from stealing, then what are cops going to do? Let's not cross over work. You know what I mean? Nobody's asking you where, diaper rash lotion is, and nobody's asking me to stop criminals. How about that?
And by the way, it's CVS. Buy a candy bar. That receipt is good for 60 rolls. They're printing out your toilet paper. You need to spend 50 cents.
Why are people associated COVID with toilet paper? Like, you got the flu, you just know you got to get shit. You know, you need hand sanitizer. Right. You need toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and tons of water. Okay, so they're just going by like, it's an emergency. We need these 3 things.
Yes.
No matter what. It's a volcano. We need toilet paper.
The libtards are going to try to take away the toilet paper. It's hard to tell where this guy stands politically.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to assume. A Southwest Airlines pilot was speaking over his jet's public address system and told passengers, "Let's go, Brandon," as an anti-Biden inside joke. So I'll tell you exactly what he said. I don't know if you heard about this, Kenda.
No.
It's also a shirt that Donald Trump Jr. sells. It says, "Let's go, Brandon."
Donald Trump Jr. is just making T-shirts for all occasions?
Yeah, he's the one who said, guns don't kill people, Alec Baldwin kills people. That's the son of the president, President Trump, putting out T-shirts that say this. Well, another one is, "Let's go, Brandon." And it started at NASCAR. NASCAR crowd actually started shouting, "Fuck Joe Biden."
Okay.
And a TV reporter, trying to act like cursing can't be on TV, said, "Oh, they're saying 'Let's go, Brandon' for driver Brandon Brown," who happened to be there. So you're at home hearing, "Fuck Joe Biden." And they go, "Yes, let's go, Brandon." Let's cut the mics, and what a beautiful sentiment. So now people say, with a wink, "Let's go, Brandon."
I gotta say, that's funny.
It's a hoot.
That's funny.
The pilot signed off with the phrase on Friday from a flight from Houston to Albuquerque. We're heading east at about 107 or 108 miles per hour. Clear visibility, most clear skies, about 77 degrees. Thanks for coming out, flying Southwest Airlines. Welcome home, and let's go, Brandon.
I don't even want them to say, let's go Jets or whatever my team is supposed to be.
Right.
I don't want your opinion on this.
There's
where at work do we go? And that's the report of the third quarter. And let's go, team, go. What? No, there's no job where you get to do that.
It is. At least it's at the end. What do you do if it's at the beginning? I'd be a little nervous. But yeah. You got to throw it out. I guess you got to make your marks where you can. No, it's absolutely not funny. Here's something I saw that I didn't find funny at all. A Halloween costume of a DMV employee dressed up like a sloth. No, I believe it's Zootopia that's from, where the DMV, all the animals had jobs. But I don't need it in real life. And he's not going faster with his joke.
Wait, is he actually working at the DMV?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, he thinks it's meta.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so funny that you're slow at work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It's like if somebody called me a shithead and my Halloween costume is shit on my head. It doesn't mean that I'm funny. It means I should be a better person. Let me tell you about
it. Is this too gross? Is it? It's like a teacher dressing up as a pedophile, but I guess that's not a costume.
Yeah.
We're workshopping. You get what I'm saying.
I get exactly what you're saying. You're not wrong.
That should be the poll. Did you get what Chemda was saying?
Storyworth. Let me remind you guys about Storyworth this holiday season. Maybe you want to give your loved one something special, something unique, like the relationship that you share. Whether it's a family member, a lover. Chemda used it with Xerxes. I'll explain it. But they used it when they started dating each other. So this business, they send your lover or friend, whatever, questions about their life, about their past. And then, they don't think about it much, but it's cute. Oh, another question. Here's an answer. Next thing you know, they make a book out of all that.
With pictures.
And it's a beautiful keepsake.
It's so cute. And they make it so easy because you decide how often you get the question. So we decided every other week because that's just when we'd spend time filling it out. And it's things like, what was your first job, or who was your first love? And you can skip whatever ones are either irrelevant or you don't remember or whatever. But if you do this with a parent or with a grandparent, it's so sweet. And it's the stuff that it sort of organizes your thoughts. So if you ever wanted to write an autobiography to leave to your children, or write about your children's lives from your perspective. But it's answering questions. You can also call them up and go, hey, tell me about this. You're typing, boom, there's a book created. It's such a good gift because it gives you more of a reason to talk to each other and more of an ease, I think. I thought it was very sweet to do. I don't even know if it was meant to do as a couple. We did it as a couple, and I really liked it.
It's cute, and you can't fuck it up because they said that stuff. You know what I mean? It's like they picked out the gift and gave it to you, and you gave it to them. It's fantastic.
And it's not really controversial stuff, It's right. What was your first job? What was your high school like?
With that said, though, I can't give it to my dad. Picture he gets a book of things he said. I never said this. It's only from your email to them, Dad. I certainly never said. But if there's a loved one in your life, you'll like it. With Storyworth, I'm giving those I love most a thoughtful personal gift from the heart and preserving their memory and stories for years to come. Go to Storyworth, WORTH.com/KTG. Save $10 off your first purchase. Storyworth.com/KTG. Save $10 on your first purchase. All right? Okay?
Okay. I did it already.
Tomorrow is voting here in New York, Chemda.
I don't know for what. And you know what? I've been getting texts saying, don't forget to vote. And I'm like, what's all the spam texts all of a sudden? And, they give you a link. And Xerxes is always like, don't click on any links. Don't click on links. So I'm like, oh, this is a phone number I don't know. They're talking to me about voting. And even if there was a vote, that doesn't mean that this has to do with voting. They just might want me to click. So I ignored all things voting. What are we voting for?
Well, we got to buckle down. We have mayor.
Oh, that's
Democrat Eric Adams and Republican Curtis Sliwa. He's the guy that was Guardian Angels. So it's the Guardian Angels guy, but he's a little Trumpy. And then there's Eric Adams, who I know nothing about, but not Trumpy. There's also and I just mentioned those two because that's what it really is. No offense to everybody else that's making their family stay up late watching the votes, but good luck to the Save Our City party. Yeah, that's real. Like, yeah, I do want the city saved. That is a big one for parents, but there's a party called Outlaw Breaker.
Outlaw Breaker or Outlaw Breaker?
Outlaw Breaker.
What does that mean? They're gay?
Oh, then I'll vote for them. All right, done. Let's assume it means they're gay.
I don't know.
Too late. I have no idea. Public advocate, city comptroller, borough. They always spell that one wrong. They mean controller. Borough president, Manhattan. Borough president, Bronx. Borough president, Brooklyn. Borough president, Queens. Borough president, Staten Island. District attorney, Brooklyn, and district attorney, Manhattan. So I guess, I don't know. Just, I guess I go blue for everything. The way this fucking world is.
Well, I'm voting, and also I'm rewatching Sex and the City, and I just got past Carrie dating the comptroller. Of New York. But okay, so side note, rewatching Sex and the City. I've watched it in my 20s, 30s, and 40s now. Can't believe it. It started before the year 2000. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm rewatching it, and I am horrified because I am so far, and I'm in season 2, 100% on Mr. Big's side.
Well, yeah, because you already saw them and they're all bitches. Can you say bitches?
No. But also, no, I don't remember feeling like he never promised this. She's making it up. She's getting angry with him for going to France. If I had to go to France for work, I don't know. I guess he's not considering her, but he was so obvious and upfront about not making the kinds of considerations that she's looking for. So I'm on his side, and I don't know how it feels. I'm trying it on. Feels weird a little bit. Yeah.
I read the book, so the story's just a little different, but I do know what you mean. Okay. Look, here's what you do. Are you Keith and the Girl VIP member? Oh, you should be. This crossover event alone, I'm telling you want to be part of. It's a Diamond Dogs Halloween. It's a Daddy Issues crossover event. It's called I'd Rather Be Eaten by an Alligator. I think I could spoil the title. It was based on if you were my dad, or let's say I was my dad and I got caught with all these lies and hitting on, my ex-wife, blah, blah, blah. I think rather than my kids knowing all that, I'd rather be eaten by an alligator. How aren't you so embarrassed? You're not just hoping an alligator comes around and eats you.
It does leave a different mark. Like, oh, how'd he die? Well, he got a heart attack because everyone found out about all his lies and just eventually died alone in his room.
Right.
Or how'd he die? You are not going to believe this.
Here's how you know my dad's a piece of shit. That I told him about keithandthegirl.com/dad, D-A-D, if you don't know what we're talking about. I told him about that link, included the whole family. So there's no doubt that the whole family was included in that link and knows the story. If that didn't give him a heart attack, he's a piece of shit. The good news would be he died immediately that day and be like, oh, something's in that heart of yours. But he didn't. And that's how I knew that when he was alive the next day, that's when I knew he was a real scumbag. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Also, if you're a VIP, tickets are up this week. Tickets are up and you get a Silent Trailers ticket for free, discount on backstage passes. So check out your dashboard, keithandthegirl.com/VIP. And if you want to be part of the production meeting that we do, that's this Saturday. Get the details at keithandthegirl.com/tickets. And also the premiere of another YouTube video where we watch the video together and we comment along. That's happening. So if you're on YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed to Keith and the Girl.
Oh, there's so much going on. You guys remember Bianca Brady? Well, she remembers you. She'll say hi in a bit. KeithAndTheGirl.com